Et je pense que ce sera pas pour aujourd'hui. Hourtin, port. Voilà, il y a de la glace sur le lac. We've set up our little office outside where we can. But they have no electricity. So we had a cold shower. Et voilà, alors visite guidée rapide de l'aire de camping-car. Donc El Palacio in its splendor. There it is. Still parked in the camper van area, on the RV area. To summarize the current situation, so the plan originally was that we were going to go to a place called Montalivet, which is a little bit further north on the coast, and the area where we were gonna park was an area with electricity, which was about a kilometer away from the beach, which is, you know, very close from the ocean. I posted a couple of pictures and videos on Instagram about the place because we did go there. And so when we got to that area, one of the gates was stuck up, and the area where you pay, the kind of electronic little box that you pay, wasn't working. There was no power. And so the whole area is actually out. It's an area that has, I think, about 40 spots, but at this time of year there's like no one. So we're excited to see that there was no one, but then we realized that there was actually no one for a reason. Although at this time of year there will be only a few campers around in those areas, as you will see in a second. So we contacted them, and they said that they're in contact with the electric provider, which is absolutely what the problem is. But then after looking at some apps that we use for, you know, where you can find these kind of areas, it turns out that it's actually been going on for about 10 days. So I'm not sure how insistent they are about getting the power fixed. I kind of want to say that if it was in full season, when they have, you know, 40 campers waiting outside and complaining, maybe they would fix it faster, but I don't know. So there is actually another area which is probably even better in some ways because it's right on the beach with a view on the ocean. So it would be quite nice, but it's actually the same price or even more expensive than the other. So you actually pay for the view because there's also no power in that other area. So for us at the moment, because the temperatures are still a little bit too cold, and as you can see, it's gray. And the forecast is kind of expecting more rain. And so what happens is that for us, if it's sunny, the camper is going to warm up really fast, and also our solar panels are going to get our batteries running, so we would be fine. On a day like today, I'm not too sure how much we would get. So for us at the moment, other than the heating, there's, you know, also the fact that it's better if we have a little bit of sun, and it also warms up the camper a lot. I think I just said that, I can't remember, but anyway, so we're gonna see, I think, what the forecast is saying. Ooh, it's getting windy and cooler. If they announce a bit more sun and maybe temperatures that stay kind of like this, where it, you know, if it goes up to like 13-15 Celsius in the afternoon, we can actually warm up the camper in the afternoon, and when it gets dark, it usually gets dark about 6 p.m. here, so we can just cover up a little bit for the next few hours and then, you know, go to bed. We're always too hot anyway at night, so that's never a problem, and kind of survive, because it would be nice to be near the ocean. or we're gonna hope that the company, which is called the Camping Car Park, actually fixes that other one. And if not, you know, there's other areas that are by the beach, and when we're finally a little bit more autonomous, we fixed everything, we'll probably go there and visit those. So in the meantime, for those who don't know how these kind of things work, I'm going to give you a quick tour of this camping car park area or RV area, just to show you what there is and how it works before the rain, because I think there's rain coming. So that's the little village school. It's probably just a primary school. With over there the old girls' school. It's funny. Hourtin port, the harbor of Hourtin, le matin. Ice on the lake this morning in Hourtin. Beautiful day though. But cold. Alright, still in the same spot. Beautiful day, very cold this morning, but very, very nice. Voilà. And we've set up our little office outside while we can, because once the sun gets out it's actually very nice. And we were doing an interview of El Boricua Frances. We're near a teenage area, so there's somebody who's on the bike with music. So El Boricua is reviewing the videos, working. So it's pretty nice to be out here. Alors, oui ou non? Allez, on commence à se promener sans avoir trop peur. He's not too scared today. Not sure how long it's gonna last. Okay, so the plan was today to sleep in Montalivet for a few days. There's a nice little area where we could have parked, which is about 1 kilometer from the beach, and as you see the beach is very nice. But they have no electricity because apparently there's some kind of issue and somebody's coming to look at it this afternoon. But for us, electricity at the moment is essential because it's too cold to live without heating, and we need heating. So we're gonna decide where we're gonna go. We can maybe go back where we were last week and call later to see whether it's fixed. Because it's very nice here, so hopefully we can come back. There we are. Back in Hourtin, and this time we're doing our run in the village so we could buy some fresh bread. And all the lights are still on. It's pretty. Morning routine. Ça va? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Okay, so a little anecdote that I wanted to tell you. I'm going to show you El Palacio. So here, so this is the side of the driver's side. And we have the plug here, as you can see. And here we have a little air vent, which is for the water heater. So when we travel, we have to put this little cap on it, which goes like this, and it kind of clips, and it stays when you drive. And over here we have the gas, which we have to turn off when we drive, which we do. And our water heater works with gas. So when you park, normally you remember to remove this so that the air vent can actually work when the water heater is on, which allows the water to be heated properly with the gas. And so the other day, when it was about -3 Celsius, I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but I think it's in the 20s, we forgot to remove the cap. So we had a cold shower. And when it's -3 outside and you're in an RV, the water is very, very cold. Okay, so for those of you who don't know how it works, at least here in Europe for campers, I know in the US normally you go to a campsite or a national park or whatever, or a regional park or a state park rather, and they often have, you know, campsites, and it's the same place for RVs or caravan or campers with tents. Here it's a little bit different. There's specific areas that are just reserved for camper vans, and we're in one, and this one is a good one that has electricity, and actually good electricity, because we seem to be able to plug in everything and not have any problem with that. And it also has all you need for to kind of live with the RV, which is that you have a big tank of clean water, which eventually fills up the tank of dirty water, which we call the gray waters, which is the washing up and showers, etc. And that needs to be emptied, and then you need to refill your tank, and also of course the toilet that you have to clean, because it's chemical toilet, so you just have like it's a box kind of thing which you empty and clean up with water and with a chemical that smells really good, and you throw it away. So those areas here are designed for that. So I'm gonna actually start by showing you the where we clean, because I'm right near it. So this one looks like that. There's others that are much smaller, but it does the same thing. You've got sort of a big hole in the ground where you can empty the gray waters. And then on this one on the left, you have the drinking water that you can refill. And you can, refill bottles or your entire tank. So that's where you put the gray waters. And for what we call the black waters, which is the toilet, you go in there and you have different tap, obviously, to do that, which is a very good thing. So, and as I said, this area is actually one of the sort of more organized one. They don't all have electricity, they don't all have all the services. This one is also in a very good location. We showed you last week, but or in Instagram actually this week. There's a view on the lake right here, so it's a nice place. It's quiet. It seems like it's in a neighborhood, but I think it's a neighborhood that's more full when it's summer or during the season. I see there's a couple more people that are arriving. We had, at the moment, there's two of us. There's one camper here, and there's us over there near the entrance, so you can see us through the trees. But there's I see there's a van that's arriving, and there's another one by the door, I think. So it's gonna be a couple more. So yeah, this area is all like full, designed for parking and living for a little while, and it is truly reserved for campers, as I said. I think that's what I wanted to say. So for us, face again. So the plan actually for us is to try to be a little bit more autonomous and don't always have to go to these places, given that we don't have to stop in an area to empty the waters. There are other areas where you can pay maybe $2 and you'll get to clean. But as we need the heating, and at the moment it's a little bit too cold to be without a heating, we prefer to try to sleep in these areas because it makes life a little bit easier. And this one seems quite good, and hopefully we'll be able to go to others that are just as good. So I'm going to show you how it works at the entrance. There's actually somebody who's just coming in. I just saw the barrier, so there's a new camper. We have new neighbors. So here, that's the entrance. The good thing about a lot of these areas is that they're available 24/7. And this one is actually very good because it actually charges you for the actual time that you stay, contrary to other places. Sometimes it's like from noon to noon, so if you arrive late you lose a few hours. But here it's not like that. So you come here, you pay, you say you want to stay for 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, and then it prints out a code and the barrier opens, and if you want to leave, you just put your code and it opens up and it lets you go out and go back in. So that's how it works. And that's the entrance. There's the two new campers over there. There's the other one there, and here we are. That's us. So that was it. That was a little tour of the of this RV area, and most of them are kind of like that. They just have slightly different systems, but it's So this one is one of the better ones that we've seen so far.